Hello, geometry class. Let's get started. So, last week you guys had your quiz over section 9.1 through 9.5. Today we are going to move forward. We are going to skip section 9.6 and move on to section 9.7. Now, in section 9.7, there are three things that we are going to learn. We're going to, in your notebook here, we are going to learn how to find the area of any triangle. Doesn't have to be a right triangle or an acute triangle or obtuse triangle. Any triangle, all right? We're going to learn that. And then we're also going to learn something called the law of sines and also the law of cosines. Now, before we learn any of those things, we're going to first talk about how to find the sine, cosine, and tangent of an angle. Now, we have already been doing this, but we're going to do a little bit more practice today. So I'm going to scroll forward in our notebook to our practice problems. All right, right here. And then I'm also going to, here I have a calculator here. All right. And in the calculator, we are going to it's very easy. You should be able to do this with any calculator as long as your calculator has a tangent, sine, cosine function on it, which you should have a scientific calculator that has that. All right, you can do these. It's very, very simple. So, let's find the sine of 225 degrees. And remember, what does it say here? We need to round our answer to 4 decimal places. We had a quiz last week, and so many of you did not follow directions. Every single problem I wrote next to it, please write your answer as a decimal rounded to 4 places. And very few of you actually followed directions. Most of you wrote 2 decimal places or 3 decimal places, or some of you didn't even write a decimal. You wrote just like the square root of 65. Now, like writing the square root of whatever, that's good. I like when you do that. But on that test, I specifically asked you, on the quiz, I specifically asked you to please write your answer as a decimal point. And many of you didn't. So I had to take off points for that. Please follow directions. Also, please learn how to round. You should learn how to round. Some of you wrote 4 decimal places, but you didn't round the last number. So please do it correctly. You guys should know how to round. You have been doing that since you were in elementary school. All right. So anyway, end my rant. Let's go ahead and go through this. Sine of 225 degrees. How do we do that? Very easy. All you have to do is write 225 and then find the sine function on your calculator. Now, in Windows, the sine function is right here. I'll hit sine, and we get this, negative 0.70710. Now, because it's 0 at the end, we can round it off, and so we'll just have this, negative 0.7071. So negative 0.7071. And that's the answer. That's it. That's all we have to do. Next, cosine of 111 degrees. How do we do that? We just write 111, and then we find the cosine, and we hit it. And I got negative 0.35836. Now, because 6 is 5 or bigger, all right, it's bigger than 5, all right, it's greater than or equal to 5. That means we need to round up. So this 3 is going to become a 4. So the answer is going to be 0.3584, and it's negative. Negative 0.3584. All right, and that's our answer. Easy. All right, and the next one, clear it. All right, next one, tangent of 96. So we just write 96. Actually, let me get rid of this. 96, and then we're going to hit tangent. And I got negative 9.51436. 6 is greater than or equal to 5, so we need to round up. This 3 is going to become a 4 at the end, so it's going to be 9.5144. All right, 9.5144, and it was negative. All right, so there we go. All right, that's all we have to do for these ones. Very easy. Tonight in your homework, you will have some problems like this, where you need to just find the sine, cosine, or tangent of an angle. All right. All right. Next, let's move on to finding the area of a triangle. Now, before we talk about that, though, I want to quickly talk about how to name a triangle. So up here, I'm going to draw a triangle, and it can be any triangle. All right. It doesn't have to be a right triangle. It can be acute or obtuse. It doesn't matter. All right. So I'm going to just draw a triangle. Doom. Oh, that's so ugly. Hold on. Don't. Don't. All right, here we go. We got a triangle. All right. Now, the triangle, of course, has 3 sides and 3 angles. We are going to talk about how to name the sides and angles. All right, and this is very important because all of the formulas that we learn in this section, the area formula, the law of sines, and the law of cosines, they are all going to use this way of naming a triangle. So you need to know this. It's very important. So if we have a triangle like this, we need to give the sides names. And we usually give the names of the sides as lowercase or small letters. For example, little a, little b, and little c. Okay? So we have named the 3 sides of a triangle. And it doesn't matter what order. It could be A, B, C, or C, B, A. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. All right, but I wrote it like this, A, B, and C. Okay? Now here's the important part, though. When we name the angles, we are going to give the angles the same names, A, B, and C. But they're going to be big letters, uppercase letters. So big A, big B, and big C. Now, I could write A, B, C, or A, B, C, but no, those don't work. You can't do that. There's a specific way that we have to write the letters, all right? Big A always has to be opposite of little a. All right, so here's little a. The opposite angle is over here, so this is big A. Okay? Then little b has to be opposite. I'm sorry, big B has to be opposite of little b. All right, so here's little b. So this angle over here is big B. All right, and then finally we have little c, side C here. The angle opposite is over here, this one. So this is going to be angle C. All right, this is very important that you get the places correct. All right, remember, angle A is opposite of side A. Angle C is opposite of side C, and angle B is opposite of side B. All right? Very important, all right? Because the formulas that we are about to learn, you have to make sure you have all of the sides and angles in the right place, or else the formula will not work, right? It won't give you the right answer. All right. So now let's move on to the formula. We're going to be talking today, we're just going to focus on the area of a triangle. How do we find the area of any triangle? In the past, you need to know the height of a triangle in order to find the area. But if you know this formula, then all you need to know is 2 sides and an angle. All right? But the angle has to be the angle that is between the 2 sides. All right. What does that mean? Well, let's look at it. This is the area formula. The area of the triangle equals 1/2 side B times side C times the sine of angle A. All right? And this works for any two sides and the angle that is between the two sides. All right? So if you see a triangle and you know this side how long it is, if you know this side how long it is, and you know what is the angle between those two sides. It can't be this angle or this angle. It has to be the angle between those two sides that you know. If you know that, then we can use this formula to find the area of the triangle. All right? It will just be 1/2 times how long is this, times how long is this, and then times the angle between the two sides. Okay? So that's how we do this. All right? So let's go down here. We're going to go to some examples. We'll do the examples, and then tonight in your homework, you're going to have to do some problems like this. All right, so in exercise 4 and 5 in your notebook here, it says we need to find the area of the triangle. And we want to round the answer to the nearest tenth. What does tenth mean? Tenth means 1 decimal place. All right, 1 decimal place. Okay. So, how do we do this? Well, let's look at this. We have the length of this side. We know it is 14. Now, what is the name of this side? Well, this is angle D, so this is side D, right? Right? And this is angle C, so this would be side C. And then this is angle E, so this would be side little e. All right? All right, but that doesn't matter right now. What's important is that we have this side, we have this side is 9, and then the angle between those two sides is 79 degrees. So that means we can use the area formula. Remember, the area is going to always equal 1/2 times this side times this side times the sine of the angle between them, which here is 79 degrees. All right? Great. So now we have this, and we can just type it into a calculator. Let me bring up a calculator here. All right. All right, we have the calculator, and what we're going to do is we're going to say 1/2, which I'm just going to write as 0.5, and we're going to times 14, and then we're going to times 9, and then we're going to times sine of 79, which we do like this. We write 79, and we take the sine of it. Boom. All right, and when I do all of that, and I hit equal, I get 61.8425. All right, but we just need to round the answer to the nearest tenth. So this is going to be our answer, 61.8. And that's it. That's all you have to do. Okay. Then next, let's look at number 5. Again, what do we know? Well, we know this side is 22. We know this side is 19. And we know the angle between the two sides. It has to be, if they told us this angle, then we can't do it. If they tell us this angle, we can't do it. But because they tell us the angle that's between these two sides, then we can use the area formula, all right? So now we know that the area of this triangle is going to have to equal 1/2 times this side, which is 22, times this side, which is 19, and then times the sine of the angle between them, which is 24 degrees. Okay? So that's everything we need. So we can, once again, bring out our calculator and we can find the answer here. So 1/2 is 0.5, and then we're going to times 22 times 19, and then we're going to times sine of 24. So I type 24, and then I write sine, and now I'm going to hit enter, and I got 85.0079. Now we just want to round to the nearest tenth, which is a 0. So you don't even need to write the 0 at the end. You can just write 85, and that's the answer. So that's all you have to do to find the area of a triangle using the area formula. All right. So you need to remember this formula. You don't need to remember area equals 1/2 A times C times the sine of B or whatever. You don't need to remember blah, 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 all the formula. Just remember that it's, if you know the side, and the angle between the side, then it's just going to be 1/2 times this times the sine of this. And you got the answer. Okay? All right. That's all we're going to do today. So your homework, it's on the post, but it's going to be number 3 through 12 here. So number 3 through 8, you just need to type this into a calculator and round your answer to 4 decimal places. Please follow directions. Round it to 4 decimal places. Okay? Do that, and then number 9 through 12, you need to find the area. And for all of these, they give you the side, and the angle between the two sides. Okay? So you can use the area formula. All right? So that's your homework for today. I will see you guys next time.